What is up? We are watching Trump do the Laura Ingraham show on Fox News today. He's got maybe a 20-minute interview. 30-minute interview. I've got some yes strikes, a little bit on yes shutdown, a little bit on yes investment, heavy on yes trillion, because he's been spamming it, man. Laura Ingraham was at the India swear-in they did today. He hit trillion 10 times during that. I'm guessing this interview was right before. So I'm big on trillion for this one. Big on Trump, because they had a clip that came out where he said Trump in it. Trump derangement.
Fiverr allows us to take...
Fox News wants me to watch Ford ads to show that. That's not happening. We should begin the interview, though, now.
Last live look at the Senate floor as lawmakers make progress on ending...
That's it, though. I'm kind of just hoping for a trillion. And I did hear him say Trump derangement syndrome, so I bought a bunch for the weekly. Oh, here we are.
Tonight, my exclusive interview with President Trump in moments. But first, a Fox News alert. The Senate is set to vote on a deal to end the government shutdown.
So she's going to do a little monologue first on government shutdown, everything, then get into the Donald Trump interview. Yeah, I was saying, I saw them. I can't even show it.
Take our dreams and make it a reality.
God damn it. Fiverr. He says Trump in here.
Something. I don't know if it's Trump derangement or they just...
So I bought up Trump derangement syndrome, thinking he said it. I'm going to be honest. I thought he said it. He did end up saying Trump derangement, so that wouldn't count. So we could be cooked. This market, though, does go all the way to November 17th, right? He could even say it in the rest of this interview.
Crazed. They're like crazed lunatics. But, you know, we have just great policy. We have good people.
He could still go on and say it, so I'm hoping on that. I'm hoping he says it just in this Fox News interview as well. If not, I'm sweating that for the rest of the week. The Trump derangement syndrome. I'm thinking he gets a lot of questions on Chuck Schumer. I could be fine, but it is a sweat. It will be a sweat for the rest of the week at that point. Quite unnecessary, this bid, but we're going to go with it. What's up, Clay?
Interests really are explaining their deal here by saying that there was no way out of this. They had no other option. The shutdown was a bad idea, a bad thing for the country, and they had to cave to Republicans. Watch.
It was our judgment after 6 weeks, going on 7 weeks of this shutdown.
6, 7?
That path wasn't working.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement, but waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome.
I'm thinking this is heavy Chuck Schumer questions, man. Hopefully if he gets back into the Trump derangement syndrome in his little speech, that would be amazing. But a little bit scared, right? Market's saying no chance they edit it out. I agree. I would say that clip seemed pretty essential to the interview, so I don't think they're going to edit it out, but just hoping for trillion and actually him to say TDS or Trump derangement syndrome outright. But I'm thinking a lot of questions on Chuck Schumer, a lot of questions on the shutdown, the Senate, maybe the Democrats flipping on the vote. Do-do-do, boom, 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 boom.
Trump right before the show for an exclusive interview at the White House.
Here we are.
So we talked about, the shutdown, everything from Gavin Newsom to Brandon Johnson, what was happening on the East Wing, and what Melania thought about it.
Melania?
But we started, of course, with the Schumer
Melania
shutdown.
thought about it?
Sir, what lessons do you think the Democrats should learn from this shutdown
I have no
saga?
cash.
Well, the country loses a lot of money when they do this, and
Trillion.
they're not getting much, but nobody gets a
Come
lot.
on.
But it's terrible. What they really wanted was $1.5 trillion for people that came in illegally,
Yes!
people that came in through.
That was our
out of
lock
prisons, you
for
know,
this
we had,
Fox
like,
interview. We
Venezuela,
hit
they
trillion.
emptied, they dumped their prisons.
They said that
into
was
our
all
country.
exaggerated by
Oh,
you.
yeah,
I know,
it's
Jared.
exaggerated. They wanted $1.5
For a
trillion
20-minute interview, too,
healthcare
it's a
for
little
people
sus,
that
but
were, in some cases,
we hit our big one on trillion.
11,888 exactly murderers, many of whom
Ooh, is he
murdered
hitting
more than
illegal
one
aliens here?
person. So they came into our country, they poured into our country, and they want to take care, and we're trying to get them out because we don't want 11,000 murderers in our country. You don't want it. Nobody wants it. And we have drug dealers and we have everything else, and they want to make sure they get good health care. That's not what our country's about. And it would have hurt other people's health care.
On Obamacare,
Wow.
you raised several times during this
There's our trillion,
shutdown
boys.
debate that it's clear that this was never going to
Hit
work
on the
without
healthcare
these
question.
massive subsidies. Now they want
dude,
to
his
continue.
trillion could have hit in so many questions. That's also
The
why I
fact
got
that
it.
Obamacare really can't survive as they thought without these subsidies. What next?
Well, I watched Obama from when this thing came about. As you know, I opposed it very
Obama.
strongly. Unfortunately, we had a couple of negative votes, which should never have
Really
happened.
quick
But I said
bite
it's
at
going to be a
Barack
disaster,
Hussein.
and I was exactly right. The premiums have gone up like rocket ships, and I'm not just talking about recently. I'm talking about for years they've been going up. And he said premiums will go down, everything will be wonderful. It's
Didn't happen
horrible
yet.
health insurance at a very high price. And
Is
what I want,
Newscom on
and probably
this?
what you're alluding to, is the
Newscom's
fact that
not
I
on
want,
this one.
instead of going to the insurance companies, I want the money to go into an account for people where the people buy their own health insurance. It's so good.
Trump monthly?
The insurance will be better. It'll cost less.
Newscom?
Everybody's going to be happy. They're going to feel like
Oh, he's already said
entrepreneurs
it.
are actually able to go out and negotiate their own health insurance. And they can use it only for that reason. That's the beauty, only for that purpose. And if we did that, that would be so exciting. Call it Trump care. Call it whatever
Trump
you
care.
want to call it, but anything but Obamacare. Obamacare.
Are
was
people
a
going to say that
disaster,
doesn't count?
just like he was.
It's
as
not a
president.
closed compound.
How do Republicans
Trump care is
avoid
2
the
words. It's 2
shutdown
words long.
saga from reoccurring on January 30th when this deal
I say that
Well,
counts.
we're trying to put in a
Technically,
bill,
Obamacare,
as you know,
one word.
The bill or a bill that you can never do that again. You can't just shut down
Right.
the government because you're trying to
Technically.
renegotiate a deal that you didn't. Don't forget
Trump
when
care?
we passed the great big beautiful bill, which gives you tremendous
care,
middle
one
income
word.
tax benefits and tremendous. It gives so much to
Doesn't count.
everybody. Think of it: no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax. Very importantly, on overtime. If you work overtime, you don't have to pay tax. So many other
Bro, I'm
things.
gonna
It
sell
gives you
this at
deduction
98,
if you buy
bro.
a car, you borrow.
If anyone
money,
wants it.
you put a loan on a car. You're allowed to deduct the interest. That's never happened in our country before. You know, that's always been for the richer people. They're allowed to take deductions. Now you can deduct interest on a car. So we have tremendous goodies in there. You know, they like to try and disparage it. Oh, it's the greatest bill ever passed in the history of our country. That's why we did it all in one.
Wow.
It's 4 years worth of goodies. And it's
4 years worth
largely
of
for
goodies.
jobs and for the middle class and for security.
But the Democrats clearly wanted to renegotiate
Someone
this
bought the Trump
and hold the country
98.
hostage, did it not?
They didn't get what they wanted in the great big beautiful bill. And so what they tried to do is renegotiate it at a time where they hold the country hostage. You're
One
right.
of the big problems for the country I encountered on Saturday coming back from
I
Florida
get this?
to
No.
D.C. with the airports. So
Ooh,
hours
air
delayed,
traffic.
thousands of flight cancellations that are continuing this week.
Yeah.
You put out a Truth Social post earlier today
I did.
where you blasted the air traffic controllers who had not shown up for work and offered potentially a bonus of $10,000 for those who have worked despite the shutdown. Are you worried that given the fact that we have a deficit of air
traffic.
traffic
Come on.
controllers still, I know we're trying to change that, that might be...
I feel like I'm a little delayed, so I might see this
difficult-
react.
No, we don't
before.
have much of a deficit, and we have a lot of people want the job. What I was not happy when I saw all these people, oh, we have to, look, life is not so easy for anybody. Our country's
kinda
never
dodged
done
it.
better. We should not have had people leaving their jobs. And what I
Ooh.
basically did is say the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace.
I don't
get it
know.
I always get the
I don't
money
know where it
from
comes from.
someplace,
I get it from
regardless. It doesn't
somewhere.
matter. I do a lot of
What?
bonuses for people because it's really something that.
I don't
it's
know,
the
but these
American
guys
way
will
when you
get
think
10K.
about it.
Hey,
So
dude.
here's somebody that goes and shows up every single day. Some of them showed up early because they knew there was going to be a problem. Those people should be rewarded. Others, We couldn't, we can't make it, we can't. You know, a lot of the people that showed up also had a second job. They took a second job temporarily, but they all know the money's coming, and the money was coming. So I want to reward the people that showed up without a lot of nonsense, without a lot of talk. They did their job, and in many cases, they
Dodged air
worked longer
traffic, huh?
hours to get us through this period.
When can we expect the flights to resume more or less on better schedule?
Well,
Second
you know,
question.
I've heard a lot of people say,
Laura
fact,
wants
on
this
your
to hit
show-
so bad.
2 nights ago, somebody said, you know, I just took a plane. I got better service than I got in the past. Now, maybe because a little bit fewer people are
There are a lot
traveling.
of delays now, sir.
But a lot of people, yeah, but a lot of people.
Are they gonna
because
edit
I
out
think
the other
people are
Trump?
gonna
This is
start
my
showing
thought,
up.
right?
I
If they're
was
gonna edit
strong
out
in
the
truth. I
other
said,
Trump
no, you get to work.
bit where he
Did
said
you
this.
remember the air traffic control firing of Reagan?
Wow,
in
she wants air traffic to
1983, I
hit
believe it
so
was? I
bad.
One of the
remember-
highlights of his life. You want to know the truth? He fired them because they didn't show up to work, and he never let them come back.
The economy was listed as the
Wow.
top concern.
3
I know
questions
know
you
this
didn't
for
get
voters in New
air
Jersey, New
traffic
York,
to hit,
Virginia.
Laura.
I know you've been all over the affordability issue today and for the last several months. Eggs, gas, a dinner cost for Thanksgiving way
3
down.
air traffic
but other
control
things, as you
questions in a
noted, have
row.
gone
You
up.
didn't
Beef,
say it.
But they're
coffee,
gonna come
auto
down very
repairs.
shortly.
Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs
they
to
not
be
gonna play
done
this
by
Trump
Republicans on Capitol Hill,
preview?
or
They
done in
have
terms
to.
of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats. They're saying, they just have to say, you know, they put out something, say today costs are up. They feed it to the anchors of ABC, CBS, and NBC, and a lot of other, and, you know,
Is
CNN,
gas a
et
strike?
cetera.
Gas isn't.
And it's like a standard. I'll never forget they had used a word like manufactured. Do you remember the word manufactured? It's a manufactured economy. Nobody uses that word. Every anchor broke the manufactured. They do
Can see
exactly
Biden
what they
hit here.
say. It's such a rigged system. So are you
Oh,
ready?
did
Costs
it?
are way down. Gasoline is going to be hitting $2 pretty soon, or around $2. Gasoline is at $2.70 now. And it was at $4.50 under Biden, under Sleepy
Yeah,
Joe.
there
When
you go.
gasoline
There's your
comes down,
Biden.
When energy comes down, and everybody agrees energy
As soon as he's going on gas
drill,
prices,
drill,
he's gonna
baby,
bring it
drill.
back.
We're going like wild. We
Dude, he's
produced
literally
more,
sleeping right now
gasoline,
as you
oil
talk
and
about him.
gas in the last month than we ever have before, by far. And we're going to also end up filling up the national strategic reserves, which were taken out by Biden in order to try and win an
Second
election.
Biden.
Didn't work out too well. They tapped in. That's supposed to
Hello,
be for
Semper.
war, for national emergency, not to get.
So are you saying that voters are
they're being fed a con
misperceiving
job.
how they feel, or
So when I took over, you remember?
because you said
I
Biden
was-
did that too, because he
Well,
was saying
Biden
things were
and-
great, but
and
things
let's
weren't
say
great.
it's synonymous, Biden and Kamala, you know, because
Kamala.
you didn't know who the hell was campaigning. I mean, it got to a
Is
point.
Kamala one of these?
So I was up by 20
see.
points on Biden or some crazy number.
Kamala?
And they said, all right, let's get
No.
him out. We'll put a new one. This never happened to anybody. All of a sudden, I have somebody new. And they had the 6-week honeymoon, you know, which was standard in the world of politics. You get a little honeymoon. And she had her little honeymoon, but then eventually people got to know her too. And then they had
Kinda
the
wanna, like,
60
quick
minutes
tap this
catastrophe
Melania
where
if he
they,
gets it.
you know, changed her answer.
Housing costs are still out of reach, and
I know
another
she
thing
asked
that
him
your
around. They said they
administration is
talked
trying
about
to tackle.
Yeah.
Many Americans, the average age of first-time home buyers are now up to age 40, which is sad.
50-year
country you and I
mortgages.
live in.
Inherited that. Look, you have to understand.
Yes.
But let me get to the question, though, because
most
your housing
interest
director
I will
has
ever get to
proposed
pay in
something
my
that
life
has
if I ever buy a
enraged
house.
your MAGA friends, which is this 50-year mortgage idea. So a significant MAGA
Biden's not real, though.
backlash, calling it a giveaway to the banks and simply prolonging the time it would take for Americans to own a home outright. Is that really a good idea?
It's not even a
Sleepy
big
Joe
deal.
hit in this interview?
I mean, you know, you go from 40 to 50
It must
years.
have.
And what it
30
means
to
is you
50,
pay,
yeah.
you pay
I wanna, like,
something
quick
less
tap this
from 30.
Melania,
that
dude. I
some
have
people had
no
40,
cash in
and
my
then
account.
now they have
Uh-oh.
a 50. All it means is you pay less per month. You pay it over a longer period of time. It's not like a big factor. It might help a little bit. But the problem was that Biden did this. He increased the interest rates.
Biden.
And I have a lousy Fed person who's going to be gone in a few months, fortunately. I have a guy too late, you know, Jerome Powell.
Too
we call him
late,
too late. He was too
Powell.
late in everything, except when it came to before the, you know, the Democrat, so-called Democrat election, which didn't work. But we're going to get interest rates down. But even with interest rates up, the economy is the strongest it's ever been. You know, you asked me, just to go back to the beginning of your question, you talked about prices. We're down on energy. We're down on interest rate. You know, interest rates are down despite the Fed. Now, if we had a normal person at the Fed would have really low interest rates, and we will soon have that. We'll have somebody
Then
that's
why
gonna
are
go-
people saying they're anxious about the economy? Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We have
The economy's, yeah.
we
what's
will
big?
have over
Stock market
$20
here?
trillion come into our economy, and it's
Another
largely
trillion?
because of
Just
my
secure the
election,
bag.
but it's also largely because of tariffs. Even the tariff
Tariffs.
thing, it's such a disgrace. I'm watching them say,
done-
well,
he's done all the hits
no
now.
money would have to be paid back because it's not that much. It's trillions and trillions of dollars would have to be paid back.
If
whether
the
it's-
Supreme
Trillions.
Court rules against the
Sure, it would
tariffs.
be a disaster for our country. Now, will I do something? I'll figure something out because I do. That's what I do in life. I figure things out. But it's so. President Xi was willing
from China?
to do the rare earth thing. That's magnets. Now,
The
nobody
rare
knows
earth
what a
thing.
magnet is. If you don't have a
It's
magnet, you
magnets.
don't make a car. You don't make a computer. You don't make televisions and radios
gonna get China
and all
here?
the other things. You don't make anything. It's
Or
a
Dodge.
30-year effort to monopolize a very important thing. Now, within 2 years, we'll have magnets, all the magnets we want, but we don't. Because of tariffs, I called. I said, listen, here's the story. You're going to play the magnet. I'm going to play the tariff on you. And for national security purposes, I raised the
drill,
tariff
baby,
by
drill it?
100% over and above what they were paying, which was 55. So he was
I
at
didn't hear that.
155%. Within 10
Unless I'm
minutes, I
delayed.
got a call. We'd like to meet. And we settled it out, and we made a wonderful deal, great deal for our country. But we made a great deal. We would have had a closed country. We would have had a depression. The whole world would have had a
Doesn't show
depression.
us that we're too dependent on China. It's not just on rare earths, sir. We're dependent on them for still pharmaceuticals, still key industrial components. The Journal did a huge
No
piece.
China
They're
yet.
fairly pro-China, but they're a very
I'm trying to speed it up
I'm
to
charging them tariffs
present
of 100%
time.
and 150% for pharmaceuticals. What's happening? The pharmaceutical companies are all back here building plants right now. That's part of the $20 trillion of money that's coming because of tariffs.
Here we
And
are.
we're not dependent on China. We're dependent
China.
on having a
There you
smart
go.
president. If
Okay, we're more up to speed
we
now.
have a smart president, we're going to have no trouble. If we have a guy like we had last time, who was such an embarrassment, if we have stupid presidents, whether you have tariffs or don't have tariffs, it doesn't matter. If we didn't have tariffs, if I didn't have the power of the tariffs, right now we would have a country that wouldn't be making cars, wouldn't be making anything.
A new detailed report on CNN, of all places, documents China's expansion of 60% of its missile facilities. It's staggering, bigger than anyone had ever thought, more robust growth. And over the weekend, the new Japanese prime minister, who I know you like a lot, Kaiichi, called the Taiwan situation extremely severe in
chips?
its phase,
Taiwan
and
chips?
that they may consider any move on Taiwan by China to be a national survival crisis for Japan. Now, that gets better, a Chinese diplomat today said in a social media post
They're cutting
that
him off.
she, the Prime Minister of Japan, should be beheaded for her comments. These are not our friends, sir, are they, in China?
In China.
Well, a lot of our allies aren't our friends either, Laura. Our allies took advantage of us on trade more than China did.
He's
And
backing
China
it up.
took big advantage. I mean, we built, because
We
of
built their
stupid
military.
people, we built their military. We built their whole thing. The whole thing was, and by the way, if you remember, in my first term, I took in hundreds of billions of tariffs. I put tariffs on China very early.
Has Trump not
And
hit
when we got
since
hit with
the
COVID, we
Trump
fought
care?
that. We did a very good job, but that was COVID.
Maybe
It came
looking at,
from
like-
a certain place in China.
Right.
You remember?
Another great gift from
That
China.
was another little gift.
See
we
the
got.
Discord
But
say anything
look,
about it?
I get along great with President Xi. I get along great with China. But the only way you're going to get along well with China is you have to deal from a position of strength. We have tremendous strength because of tariffs. We have tremendous strength because of what I've done. I've rebuilt our military, and they have a lot of missiles, but we have a lot of missiles too. And they don't want to mess around
Trump
with us.
care
I can tell you
closed
that.
A lot of
compound,
MAGA
technically.
folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people
up,
coming
Cock?
in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United
I don't
States.
think he's
go out
hit
of
Trump
business.
since Trump care.
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans
You
of,
would have the
fans of the
historically.
United States?
He, of course, had the
but you
Trump
would have,
derangement
as
part.
you know,
but
historically, black colleges and universities would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities would
So
go
we're
down the
dependent on
tubes.
China to keep
No,
our
not
university
China,
system?
but I think it's good to have. I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the
They're
world.
not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French.
He's
where
like
we get
backing
taxed
up
very
China. This is
unfairly
kind of
on our
funny.
Technology,
He's like playing devil's
where,
advocate.
they put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because
He
that's
thinks
the way
of
I
trade.
am. But we
He
take
thinks
in
China, man.
trillions of dollars from students. You know, the students pay more than double
They gonna hit New
when
Scum?
they come in from most foreign countries.
Is he gonna hit this?
I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree.
Yeah.
We're never going to agree on
No.
it, but that's okay. And it's not that
He
I
said
want
they're gonna talk
them,
about New Scum,
but I view it as a
Melania.
business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. You know, people are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped
Hillary
8
Clinton.
wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. But you
Speaking
know
of-
what? I don't want to be in
What's
wars.
your
But
Angelus
one
market?
thing,
I want to play, but I had no
you
info
don't
so
want
late.
to
He loves to
cut
play both
half
sides.
of the people, half of the
I
students
researched
from all
Laura
over the world that are
Ingram,
coming into our
how her
country,
show's
destroy
structured,
our entire
and
university and
based
college
off it,
system. I don't
his
wanna do
conversation
that.
when he
And
was
don't forget,
swearing in
MAGA
the
was
Indian
my idea.
representative
MAGA
for
was
the United
nobody else's
States.
idea. I know what MAGA wants better than
That's why I was
anybody
big on
else.
Trillion,
And MAGA
because
wants
he
to
hit
see
it
our
10
country
times during that
thrive.
meeting today.
And coming up, Gavin Newsom, Chuck Schumer, Brandon Johnson. We hit all those issues, what President Trump really thinks about them, and much more. My
Ooh, it
exclusive
looks like,
interview
okay, the Fox
in a
News. What else did she say?
To see our country thrive.
Looks like
And
that
coming
Trump
up, Gavin
part
Newsom,
will hit.
Chuck Schumer,
That Trump
Brandon Johnson. We
segment
hit
will
all
hit.
those issues, what
That's
President
what it's
Trump
looking
really
like.
thinks about them, and much more. My exclusive interview in moments.
Yeah, in moments.
Hey guys, Mark here. Let's pray.
Let me try to get up to speed on the stream. 2x. Looks like Trump is going to hit then. Because technically Trump Care is a closed compound, but it looks like they are going to play that segment of Trump first. How long do you think this has to go? Probably another 10 minutes. Probably another 10 more minutes, like the same thing we just got. And then she ends her show with another guest. So it'll be Trump. Probably 10 or 15 more minutes, and then she'll talk to another guy after. It won't be this entire hour-long thing. For sure not. Looks like that Trump part will hit. Our Trillion hit, shutdown hit. He dodged air traffic. That's crazy. Laura Ingram was asking him questions like she had a bet on air traffic. Still no investment. You're hoping that was coming in the tariff questions. So that could be the L of the night. But this market's a dub. Hopefully he hits Trump derangement syndrome in the rest of this interview. I'm thinking of buying like Melania or New Scum. Or Maduro, like maybe even Maduro. If it comes up on this weekly. On the monthly, let me see. Crooked Hillary. He said Hillary Clinton. He talked about Hillary, but nothing hit there yet. But I think I'm gonna be watching these monthly and weekly ones even more. Let us pray with Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. The ad. Yeah, Fox News has the craziest ads. Like, I have to watch RSBN. Sometimes the network, dude, they will shell out anything. They're like mental pills. Take them. Loxy, you're saying you think he will say Trump. Yeah. So what happened is they played this segment before where he said Trump. This already came out. Let's see if they even have more clips or something. They released more clips. It was this clip, though, that they released. He said Trump derangement inside the clip. So they're looking like they're going to play it because she just said we're going to talk about Schumer. So I was originally on no Trump, and I had to sell out once I saw that clip air. And it looks like it will air. Because he's already said Trump, but he said Trump Care, which technically wouldn't count. Because he's making a joke off Obamacare, and Obamacare is a closed compound. So I'm thinking Trump is going to hit, though, when she asked about Chuck Schumer here. Don't think it's going to get edited out. That's the worry.
It's nothing worse than losing your...
Oh. Sadly, is because I had Trump no at the beginning. Where's this Fox live stream? I'm watching on YouTube TV. The preview clip just came out on their website. I saw it linked in the Discord, but that was it. Let's see. Yeah, oil is so high for it not to have hit yet. Oh, this is a Kalshi commercial.
You don't stand down.
Oh my god.
Swing first.
I'm watching this.
Why
Dude,
you
I'm
suffer from
watching the
congestion?
show and I get a Kalshi commercial. That is sick. Literally watching a Trump Fox interview for a mentioned market and they've got a Kalshi commercial in between, dude. Higher. Bro, that is sick. All right. They should have done like another segment where it's like, oh, is he gonna talk about air traffic control? Imagine that advertisement in the middle of the show. What do you guys think? Oil is so high for it not being hit yet. Has it hit? It's 40 more minutes. It's not 40. It's not gonna be 40 minutes though. It's yeah. Nate said, oh, here we are. We're back.
For his fellow Democrats after this shutdown deal.
Oh, here's Trump.
Sounds like some of my colleagues
Newscup here?
and friends in the United States Senate, some of my Democratic colleagues just decided that we're playing by the old set of rules, not the new set of rules, and may have rolled over a little bit. Right now, we've got to hold the line because I think America will become unrecognizable in a year or two unless we fight back.
He wants to fight harder, and he thinks the Democrats aren't fighting hard enough against you and, of course, the Republicans, Gavin Newsom.
I mean, I knew Gavin for 4 years. I got along great with him.
Hit him.
But he's gone radical left.
Newscup.
And, you know, he's building a train system from San Francisco to L.A. that's got about a 2,000 or 3,000% cost overrun. It's the worst thing I've never seen anything like it.
Worst
I've
investment.
seen cost overruns. I've never seen anything like that. If you take a look at what he's done, so they lost 25,000 houses. Do you know they haven't issued one building permit yet? So these people are trying to rebuild their houses. But he did something. He did something even worse than that.
Wow.
He's now taking a big section of Palisades.
We're gonna get a Newscup?
And he's going to build
gotta hit
low-income housing where they used to have luxury housing. He's going to put low-income housing in. His fire stuff is out of control. The forests are burning down all over the place. And honestly, I always liked him, but he's a horrible governor. He's a horrible governor. If he ran the country like that, we would have an absolutely gonzo country. This country would be gone. The fact is, if I weren't president, if Kamala got in, you wouldn't have, not only wouldn't you have $20 trillion coming in, you would have money leaving and your welfare system.
No investment.
Take a look at some of the welfare things that we're talking about. They've doubled, tripled, and quadrupled since I left office.
SNAP benefits have
Well, SNAP has gone
very
from
high.
like $7 billion to many times $7 billion. And, you know, people keep talking about SNAP. But SNAP is supposed to be if you're down and out, you really, really have. That's what the purpose of it. People
Did we really
are
not
getting
get a
it,
Newscup?
walk in and they get it automatically now. So the number is many times what it should be. It's disgraceful.
Can we change
You wouldn't
that?
have been able, I'll tell you what,
Damn.
this country would
They're
have
off
been
of it.
busted, 100% busted within 5 months into a new administration if I didn't win.
Can we reform SNAP
Yeah,
and
I
these
think we
benefits
can
so they're
reform it.
used
I
for the
think I
people who really
should.
need them?
It's meant for people. And you know what it does is it really puts the country at jeopardy. People that need it have
Should've
to
got
get
more
it. I'm all
SNAP,
for
man.
it.
Had
But
one
people
share.
that are able-bodied can do a job.
What a
they
win.
leave their job because they figure they can pick this up. It's easier. That's not the purpose of it.
So knives are out, it looks like, for Chuck Schumer.
Trump's gonna hit here.
Ro Khanna is already calling for him to be replaced. What message do you have for Schumer tonight?
Well, I think he made a mistake in going too far.
There you go. There's Trump.
He
Going too far or how?
Well, he just went too far. He thought he could break the Republicans, and the Republicans broke him.
There's
But he
your
did
Trump.
think that we have good policy, they have bad policy. And there's something, I don't know if it's Trump derangement
Boom.
or they're just crazed. They're like crazed lunatics.
There's
but,
your Trump.
you know, we have just great policy. We have.
Man, I wish I had more
people-
cash in my
there's some good
account, dude. I
people
could have
too. I know
got
a
like
lot of
some at
Democrats.
93
They're not
cents or
all
something, but
crazy. They're not all. But
When
you
I
have
realized
some
they were
that are
airing it.
absolutely terrible. I look at this Crockett. This is a very low IQ person. And I look at somebody that comes from Somalia where they don't have anything. They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. All they have is crime. And she comes in and tells us how to run our country. The Constitution says this, the Constitution. The whole thing is crazy. I feel badly because I've known Chuck Schumer. I knew him when he was a person who loved Israel, and now he's a Palestinian. He's become a Palestinian, and it's amazing. I've never seen a politician change so
Palestinian
much.
hit.
Also, he doesn't have, he was a pretty talented guy. He's lost his talent.
Chicago Mayor, your dear friend Brandon Johnson, is calling
Trump
on
derangement
the
syndrome
United
didn't
Nations
hit
to
there, dude. That might be
investigate
cooked there.
what he
for that
calls
weekly.
the abusive immigration crackdowns in the city by your ICE officers and so forth. The UN in Chicago?
I hope he keeps going.
Well, look, number one, he's got a 4% approval rating. You have people in Chicago, beautiful black women wearing a MAGA hat, red MAGA hat. Please come, Mr. Trump, President. They call me President. They call me Mr. They can call me whatever they want. Please come,
They can
President
call
Trump.
me
Please
whatever
come
they want.
They're begging us to come.
Please, baby.
He's
that
very
it?
relaxed in this interview, wasn't he? Coming up, more of our exclusive interview
Oh,
with
okay.
President Trump.
We got
What
more.
did he really mean when he said that he wasn't sure he would get into heaven? Find out next.
Oh. Chances Epstein hits? What's the chance Epstein hits on this one? They're going to talk about Trump not getting into heaven. Let's see, is heaven a strike? That would be cool. I don't think it is, though. For any of these weekly ones. No. Yeah, Trump hit. We didn't get the Trump care rules cuck. We could have got the Trump care rules cuck, but this has been a yes fest. We're seeing a yes fest now, so basically all our strikes hit but air traffic investment so far. These probably won't either. But it's a dub for the market overall. A little small dub. Still not done either. Ba-dum-bum-bum. What do we have left? What did he mean by not getting into heaven? Don't know if any of these strikes fit that one. Don't know if he's going to talk about hell would be the hottest. Hell would be the hottest place to go. That's why you would want to get into heaven. Yeah, we're at the border between heaven and hell. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if any of these strikes are going to be said for that segment. Very, very unlikely. Ben Carson ad. Other than that, though, he hit his most likely ones for today. He hit all the hits. He went through the hits. Trying to see if any of these weekly could hit. I really hope he says TDS or tweets it out or something. Gets more Schumer questions later this week. Hopefully they keep extending the shutdown because fuck. That is bad that he didn't say it there, but so I bought that basically when this came out, thinking he said it. It's okay. Is Nobel there? That's a good point. Oh, Nobel for the weekly is. Nobel wasn't on the monthly, but weekly for Nobel. Guess that could apply. I mean, he's likely to talk about ending wars, right? He could get onto Nobel Peace Prize. People are nominating for me for Nobel Peace Prize. Is a way to get into heaven, but that could apply. Yeah, so what is going on with oil? He said it? Or what? This is a little ridiculous, huh? Someone's farming. This is the sign of an order book of someone willing to, like, farm. Know it was said and doesn't want a bond or something. What the hell is oil doing there? You already talked about gasoline. Has he said oil? Let's see if anyone has an idea. Not sure. Well, you have the VOD at least. You can go back, I think, on this broadcast at least, and see if they said oil. Or wasn't? I had everything unmuted for when the Trump was speaking. He talked about gasoline. There was a section he talked about gasoline, energy prices, but I didn't hear oil there. This is like conviction, though, dude. I would be scared to go against this. Someone's trying to get 4 cents bids. Like, someone really wants this $27 that bad. $25, sorry. A lot of ads in between. Come on. Let's get back to Trump.
On SiriusXM, anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
Back now with more of my exclusive sit-down with President Trump. He reacted to all the attacks on the ballroom construction. I also asked him a very important question about his faith. Michelle Obama had something to say about the ballroom and the new ballroom. During an event to promote her new book, she said, when we talk about the East Wing, it's the heart of the work. And to denigrate it, to tear it down, to pretend like it doesn't matter, it's a reflection of how you think of that role. Why is she wrong?
Well, first of all, the East Wing was a beautiful little tiny structure that was built
another
many years
ballroom
ago.
question. I
That
wouldn't have
was renovated
guessed that.
and expanded and disbanded and columns ripped out, and it had nothing to do with the original building.
Maybe an investment hit too,
It
then.
was a poor, sad site.
We could try.
I could have built the ballroom around it, but it would not have been. We're building
You got
one of the
significant
greatest
investment
ballrooms in
to
the
build
world.
it.
By the way, zero money spent by the government, zero. The East Wing is being spent by private donors, and it's a $250, $300 million building. It's going to be the most beautiful anywhere in the world. It'll be a large, beautiful. You know, they had an event the other day. They could hold, with tables, they could hold 79 people. Now, if you have President Xi from China, or if you have some big state event, we have no place to have it. You
Not
know what
just
they
regular
did?
people.
They put,
Just regular people invite in.
Obama wouldn't mind this. Mrs. Obama obviously wouldn't mind. They would put a tent on the lawn.
Miss
It was a
Obama.
low section because that's the only section you have. So it was a low section. If it rained, you were sitting in 6 inches of water. It was a disaster. We're going to have the best ballroom anywhere in the world. And I built a lot of them, you know that.
Disaster
You know
hit.
A lot of them.
And
This will
ballroom.
be one of the greatest ballrooms in the world.
Thank God ballroom wasn't here. I would have taken
Love
no.
this idea. Is that
Well,
true?
she loved her little tiny office, but you know what? She's very smart. In about one day, if you would ask her now, she says it's great. But just so you understand, the East Wing sounds good, right? It sounds good.
Dude, he doesn't even
But
talk
the
about
East
his
Wing,
wife at
that
all.
building was renovated 20
She
times.
asked about Melania, and he was like,
including
"Oh,
adding the
she,
floor to the
yeah,
top,
I
which
guess
was
so." But
terrible.
the
It was out of
ballroom.
common brick, little tiny windows. It
What
looked
a
like
dodge
hell.
on Melania.
It had nothing to do with the original building. And
That's
I
crazy.
didn't want to sacrifice a great ballroom for an okay ballroom by leaving
Oil's
it right
bonded.
smack in the middle.
In October,
Yep.
you were asked
He
about
must have said
ending
it.
wars, and you talked about that, and you said,
Ooh.
I don't think there's anything that's
Nobel?
going to get me into heaven. I think I'm not maybe
Possible
heaven
Nobel.
bound. A lot of Christians were sort of sad to hear that because Christ came to forgive our sins, if you believe that as Christians, and they open heaven to all of us. So don't you believe that?
So the other day, the New York Times did a story and took that statement totally literally.
Totally literally.
When I made that statement, I was being funny and sarcastic. You know, it's bad for a politician to be sarcastic.
I was
said,
being funny.
I'm never going to make it to heaven. A big audience. I don't think I can make it. I don't think I qualify, you know, etc. I was kidding. I was having fun. I don't know if I will or not. I don't know. But The Times did a story, a little guy named Peter Baker, who is the sycophant to Obama. You know, he wrote the Obama book, like Obama was a good president. He was one of the worst. Biden was the worst. Obama was top 3 or 4. But think of this.
Oh, no.
I make this statement, and the Times has a front page. Donald Trump is now questioning his life and his this and his that. I said to a group of people, a large group, I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm not so sure, but I'm going to fight to me, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I was having fun, and they made it, like, serious. The thing I thought I learned, but I forgot about it, I guess, when I made
these guys have TDS, huh?
You can't be sarcastic as a politician or have fun. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
All right, coming up, our panel reacts to this interview I did with President Trump. Plus, we're going to give you a sneak peek of what President Trump showed me outside of the Oval Office.
Oh, not it yet. What Trump showed me outside the Oval Office. What the hell? So it's not done, but basically it's done. Like, nothing's gonna hit. Like, maybe he shows her the ballroom or something like that. It's not done, though. Anything he says here counts still. I don't think this is like Bond material. This 88 cents, though, is not bad on stock market, but yeah, I guess investment could still hit. That's actually a decent one. We've done significant investment into the White House, you know? Something like that. He shows her, like, the big lion statue or whatever. The big statue of himself he put out there. Look at the investment we've put into the White House so far. I was thinking maybe it would hit on the that ballroom question, but otherwise, good market, though. Nothing on this weekly, dude. I was trying to snipe maybe something on this weekly. Did he say New York? Is he tweeting while also, like, is he truth socialing? Sorry, not tweeting. Oh, he is. Yeah, he's truth socialing throughout the Fox News. Don't think anything hit here, though. It's interesting. Hey, when did New York hit? Or he's talking elsewhere. The Oval Office, what's outside? I don't know, we're gonna find out. You broke completely even, that's alright. It's looking like I did okay. Made profit on this one. Especially if they hit investment. If they hit investment outside here, it's looking really good, but that one made 40. The other one made 10. I wonder where this New York hit then. Bought to 99. That's 739. Unless he hit in this interview, I missed it. But like, I was hoping to try to get Melania or Newscom here, but didn't hit any of those, or Nobel. Let's check. They didn't post any more clips or anything. Nope, not yet. Doom, 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 doom. Maybe an investment. Maybe. What do you think? What do you think is going to be shown outside the Oval Office? Like his Clash Royale account or something? His Kalshi account? He's like, yo, look at my port. I got big bids that my tariffs will go through. Trump cares shouldn't count though now. Yeah. So technically Trump care wouldn't have counted, but he said Trump anyways. He said Trump arrangement. When has he ever said hottest unless he talks about climate change? This has to be a meme. This is like a PMT tweet. What hottest? What, does he think other women are hot? He's a married man. He shouldn't talk about anyone being the hottest. It's an obvious no. The rest would still count for this one. I did wish we got a Trump care argument there, but would have been fun. He's gonna say something outside. Idea's gonna buy lotto ticket knows because doesn't count for the interview. Oh.
Everything from Newsom's rise, China's chokehold on rare earths and other things. Of course, the shutdown mania and what it did to Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries looks like he might be challenged from the left too. Anyway, it turned into a spirited discussion about the hundreds of thousands of Chinese students entering the country. Now, we don't see eye to eye and everything, but he knows that I respect him and that I know he's going to do what it takes to protect American interests.
They get along great with China, but the only way you're going to get along well with China is you have to deal from a position of strength. We have tremendous strength because of tariffs. We have tremendous strength because of what I've done. I've rebuilt our military, and they have a lot of missiles, but we have a lot of missiles too. And they don't want to mess around with us.
I think that's already played.
Here with the reaction of my sit-down with President Trump, Ned Ryan, American Majority founder and CEO, Alex Marlow, Breitbart editor-in-chief.
Are we saying it's done?
And Raymond Arroyo, Fox News contributor.
I think it's done. They're not going to do the little,
afterward.
what
Ned,
they were
your
shown?
biggest takeaway from tonight?
Two things. One, it was Trump that instilled the backbone into Republicans and did not let them cave. Again, we all know this was about two things.
So, are we going to get what the special gift was?
By AOC, and also the fact that Democrats were once again trying to launder.
What's the move? What's the move here, guys, bro? I think it's just done. I think it's done. The investment lost. We won on the market overall, but barely. Basically broke even, if anything. I have this still up, right? They're playing footage of the interview that already happened talking about it. They're giving a post analysis, but she did mention they're going to talk about at least what he was showing her outside the Oval Office today. I mean, where's that? Oil must have hit. Definitely it did. Everything else is bonded, though. That's the end of this. I was hoping to get something on the weekly, man. It's unfortunate. Announcers? We have announcers. I have nothing on this announcers. Labubu? What is this? Lambuyo Leap. Touchdown Selly. He gets into the crowd. That's pretty hype. That is actually pretty hype. They get into the crowd. So doing play-by-play analysis. I think that's it. I'm gonna stay up until the end of the show, right? But
good he's done to give the greatest country on earth that God ever created a fighting chance. I feel like what bad could he have possibly done in his past that he wouldn't make heaven? I was glad to hear him talk about that. I feel comforted from it.
I feel comforted from it. Epstein didn't hit. Let's see, did we get a tank in Epstein? A little spike up today. Someone thinks, okay, someone's on it.
I want to see some better messaging out of all Republicans and conservatives on this particular topic. That's why we lost last week, and we need to start messaging better. The Democrats are the reason why this country's unaffordable for.
Talking about tactics, bipartisan tactics.
and start talking about how great things are getting. And it takes time. He said this. He's only been in office 10 months.
Well, but his own people, Sean Duffy, Scott Bessent, they went out and they rang the alarm and said, guys, if we don't open up this government, the planes are going to be canceled. You won't.
I don't know if any of this is going to count. This is so strange. I could sell this at 13 cents? I think I do this. I think this is over. I sell my shares. Oh, it's gone. That was definitely someone mistakenly trying to sell or something. Accidentally buying yeses, so. At least I didn't take advantage of them doing that. But someone's offering exit at 2 cents. It was 13 cents. I would have taken that, but
the president was relaxed.
Yeah, have you seen him that way before?
You got, not only did you get him to relax and open up, there was a little sparring, but it was in the family. Didn't get nasty. I like that you challenged him. I like that he calmly said, no, Laura, we're not going to agree, but, and then he made his case. There.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to keep going. I think it's done. Like, what is this? What does this get shown?
On the tariffs. He said, like, it's a disaster, but I'll figure it out because that's what I do.
He will. But I also think he's got very firm footing with the Trade Act from 1962 and 1974. There are multiple sections in both of those.
Talking about the Supreme Court. Yeah, I think this is done. I think this is ended. What's up, Chad Light? I'm retail here to be onboarded. Hey, bro, join up. Join up. There's more Trump markets. There's an announcer market tonight. I don't have literally, like, who's the announcers? Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Maybe if there's some publicly sourced data, I'll do something on here, but not sure. But what can I say? W mention? I mean, W mention. Profit's profit. Maybe not as much as you want, but trillion hit. That was good. That was my biggest strike.